there's a couple interesting, I think, teams and athletes on the girls' side.
Yes.
Edina won last year. They come back. They're going to be really strong. But how are they going to battle against Great Oak girls? You know, I think that'll be a really great matchup because Edina's had some great performances already this year. So what do you think?
The Yorkville girls are also very good.
Yeah.
You know, I think, again, this is going to be hard for the Great Oak team. Like you said, the one point that went against me saying Great Oak is going to win, it's going to be tough for the Great Oak girls to come back and run well again, even though I just said a second ago.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough regardless.
You're
but
flip-flopping,
I think that the Great Oak girls still have it. I think
Yeah.
that, you know, they might put on those other two runners that haven't ran yet. They
Right.
might get them out there, and we'll see the Great Oak girls still pull away with a win here. But I think you're the girls expert there, you know, doing the girls team rankings. What's your opinion, your say here?
I mean, I like Edina in this meet as well because of the home favorite, and they've had some really great performances already. They had a matchup earlier this year where I believe they beat two nationally ranked teams. The teams are escaping me, but I like them. But Great Oak, I really love their potential and the way they've been running. I mean, they could potentially have a different girl every time out, maybe be their one or their two. Fatima Cortez and who's their number one? I don't know. It's releasing.
Too many good athletes.
Tori Gayton, they transferred from Yucaba, really running well. She's only a sophomore, so
Where's she transferred from again?
Ukaipa?
Ukaipa?
There we go.
All right, yeah. But I think they have a lot of talent. And based on that performance last week at Woodbridge where they were missing their five, I think once they get that resolved, I think they're really strong. And they can have a couple of different girls come in on the 3, 4, 5 back end and really perform for them and score. But we also got Grace Ping.
Oh, man.
Going to be here. Winona Cotter
won
won as a 7th grader on this course, 18-12 for the win. And she's coming back 2 years later, and she's going to be a freshman. No one's broken 17 on the girls' side since 2013. So I think Grace Ping's coming out here. She's going to break 18. She's going to be she's just going to run a really great race.
All right.
I'm expecting
Bold prediction. Do you think Ping Dynasty can go 1-2 at Griak?
No, I don't think Lauren's going to be 2. I think
top 10?
Yes, I think she's definitely top 10. But she's so young. I think she's already been up and down already in this season. She ran her first race at St. Olaf, I think, in 18-20-ish area, and then her next race she was in the 19. So, I mean, she's going to have some ups and downs, I think. But having Grace alongside her will give her some resolve and some maturity. I think it really helps to have your sister out there, you know, pulling all the weight. And then there's no expectations on Lauren really to win, so she can just go out and do her thing. So I really like that too.
I think on the girls' side, I got to go with Naperville North. If you look at these teams, they're so strong. They're going to go back, throw back to 2015 when Judy P led this team to a title here. They're going to get that back. They're taking back their title. Great Oak is strong, but Naperville North has run this course enough. They know how to execute, and they're really strong right now. And I think for Great Oak, they're going to have to be firing on all cylinders to make this work, and Naperville North they're going to make it happen. They're going to defend their 2015 title, taking it back.
You're going with a lot of the favorites, and I understand why. You bring up some great points, but I think that, like, you know, Great Oak, you're making this trip all the way out there. You want to perform at the best level possible, and I think they get out of California. You know, we've talked about it a little bit to kind of prove themselves against some other teams. So that way, when it comes down to maybe NXN, if they somehow end up on the border, we can say, okay, well, you know, here's how they did at these other meets against other teams as well, and those can be used to maybe get them to NXN if for some reason they slip and fall and don't get an auto bid. So you have to look at it like that. Like, that's a lot on the line for Great Oak to come all the way out there. They want to perform well, both boys and girls.
Yeah, and it's interesting Last year, if you look at the Redondo boys performed very well here, but the girls' California teams that came out did not perform as well over this course. It'll be interesting to see how Great Oak responds. But the one thing I think Great Oak does have going for them is they have a number of NXN races under the belt, and athletes running for them now have been there, have competed there under more difficult conditions than a lot of these California teams are used to. So I don't think that's going to be a factor at all. This is a team that's used to traveling. They travel every year. So I don't think that's going to play into it too much. They know how to race in the mud and the cold and the wet conditions. So I don't think that'll be as much of a factor. But this is a home course for a lot of these teams out in the Heartland and Midwest. I think that's going to be too much to overcome right now. They're going to know how to race this course, and they're going to take the win.